people thinking that AI wasn't very good. For the last couple of years, and with good reason, a lot of people could look at AI and they could be like, this sucks, we're safe. I don't need to worry about my job as a programmer because the code sucks. I don't need to worry about my job as an artist or graphic designer because the images AI creates sucks. I don't need to worry about my job as a musician because this stuff sucks. For the first couple of years, this was 100% true, and we have things like Will Smith eating spaghetti from a couple of years ago, which was horrifying. We had weird DALL-E, so DALL-E 2 was the image generation model, and it created these twisted face monstrosities. We had coding agents that created spaghetti code, absolute nonsense. So for a couple of years, it was possible to deny that AI was going to be a problem because the argument was it's crap. A lot of the outputs were crap. What is happening though is increasingly, and you're seeing this in different industries, different areas, different domains of expertise at different times, people are realizing that, oh, it's actually really good. This AI is very good at making images. It is very good at making videos. It's very good at writing code. This is happening at different rates in different areas, and we call this the jagged frontier inside artificial intelligence. It doesn't develop at the same rate in all places. What happened at the end of 2025 with the release of Opus 4.5 from Claude and Claude Code is the programmers finally realized, like, oh, here it is. This is now a real risk to what I do. People are realizing this at different rates in different industries. This means that we've seen the arguments against AI shift. So there used to be, oh, it's rubbish, it will never be able to do this. That was a very easy argument to make. That argument has now shifted because people have realized, oh, no, it's very good. So I need to think of other arguments. So now the arguments are, it's destroying the environment, it's making people lazy, it's going to take jobs, there's electricity, water, deep fakes, we can't believe what we see anymore. The argument is very rarely now, it's not good enough. It's not good enough is an argument that has collapsed as the AI's got better, and they are continuing to get better. 2026 is going to be more interesting in terms of the argumentation because we can't just deny it. We can't just deny its existence or deny it's any good because it really is. People are going to have to come up with better arguments against it. Claude is acting like a human, he works like a robot. I really like Claude. Claude has been my go-to model for the last couple of years for most of my work. Rennie says, I'm so behind in tech, I can never keep up. Andrej Karpathy, a tweet from him, he is the guy who, or one of the co-creators of ChatGPT. On the 26th of December, so just after Christmas, Andrej Karpathy put out a tweet basically saying, oh my God, I feel so behind. So this, again, is one of the co-creators of ChatGPT. He's at the forefront of his game. He feels behind. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling behind in this technology, you're not alone. Even the creator of this technology is, ooh, what's going on? If he's having a crisis of confidence, it's okay for us normal people to feel overwhelmed. It's a fast-moving technology. Next week, I'm giving some workshops about this, or I'm giving webinars about how you can actually take your AI skill and your domain knowledge of whatever industry you work in, and you can go and teach businesses, and businesses pay very well. My average is $2,000 per hour, £1,500 per hour for giving a workshop. The most I've charged is $4,000 for 1 hour. Businesses right now are panicking because they feel behind, and if they don't catch up, they're going to be taken out by competitors who are using AI or new entrants. So right now, there's a huge opportunity, it sounds cynical, but to take advantage of the fact that everyone is feeling overwhelmed. If you can work it out for your industry, become the known person in your industry, whether you're talking to teachers, whether you are talking to social workers, to government employees, whatever it is, if you can become the person who goes and educates and helps companies, help organizations, that's a really good position to be in. Next Tuesday and Thursday, I'm giving live webinars about this. There's a link in my bio. There's also a free masterclass on my website. Follow the link in my bio, access a video overview of how you can start to teach artificial intelligence. Even if you are not a technical expert, you don't need to have a PhD. In fact, it gets in the way of being able to communicate why this is important. And there's also a written guide and a couple of interactive tools to help you. There's one, for example, that helps you structure your first workshop, your first 60-minute workshop. Another one that helps you work out what your niche should be and how much you can get paid. So that's all available via the link. Don't worry, you are not the only one feeling behind. It's okay. Master CFC, what is the best path for someone with no AI or code experience to get into AI? Honestly, just start playing around. There are courses, ways to learn. I personally have lots of courses on my website. If you go to aiwithkyle.com, there's a huge amount of stuff here. Too much, about 100 different playbooks. Honestly though, just start experimenting and using it in your daily life and working out what it can be used for and what it's not useful for. That's a skill that just comes from practice. The first thing you do is replace Google with it. Instead of thinking, I looked this up on Google, see if you can do that with AI. You're not always going to get the same result. It won't always be as good, but that's a decent first start. But then you can do a lot more with artificial intelligence. With Google, we ask questions and get answers. That's fine, and we can use AI to get answers. What AI is really good for, though, is learning how to ask better questions and challenging ourselves. If you go to AI with Kyle, where is it? And then on the front page, there's Get AI Ready in 5 days. This is a free course which basically walks you through how you can start to get a foundation in using AI. It starts really basic, like how to download ChatGPT. So super, super basic. And then it goes on from there, and hopefully is a useful starting point. China's worried over their investments. They turn to the Confucius Institute for advice. The Confucius Institute is a language learning institute and culture. There are so many tools right now and it's getting crazier. Yeah, if you go on something like there's an AI for that. Let's have a look at this website. It has 44,000 AI tools for 11,000 tasks and 5,000 jobs. Most things you can do with AI, you can do with ChatGPT or Claude. Sometimes you'll need something that's a bit special. If you want to make slides, for example, there's something called Gamma's very good, much better than ChatGPT or Claude. But most of the time, 80% of the tasks you can do with ChatGPT or Claude. The only other kind of big one I'd talk about is Notebook LM. I love Notebook LM, which is really good if you're trying to learn something. Very cool tool. I maybe use, what do I use? I use ChatGPT, I use Claude Code, I use Cursor, I use Notebook LM. That's kind of it. I play around with everything else. I try things out, I experiment with it, but 80–90% of my work is with those 5 tools. There's a huge amount of overwhelm. If you try every single new tool, you will get snowed under, but most of the time you don't need to. And so go for an 80–20 here. Use the really good tools like Claude Code and don't worry too much about all of the other new stuff, because otherwise you will get snowed under